Hey guys, it's Ann Yorks from the Flower Box, and today I have 3 Easter cookie tutorials for you. I'm going to show you how to stencil using the Happy Easter plaque. Then I'll show you how to make this cute round chick Easter cookie. And finally, we'll take a look at the egg carton. It is colorful and easy and fun. Let's cookie it up. This Happy Easter plaque is paired with a stencil, making creating the text on the cookie super easy. So step 1, we're going to outline the entire cookie. I'm using a white piping icing with tip number 2. Once my cookie is outlined, I'm ready to flood it in generously using white icing. Now, anytime you're stenciling on cookies, whether it's with icing or airbrush color, it's always important to get a nice, full, flat surface. So don't be stingy with that icing. Fill in nice and generously. That'll give you a full surface once the icing is dry. Now that the icing is dry, it's time to stencil on the cookie. And I find putting the stencil in the stencil genie really helps to keep that stencil in place. So I'm just clicking that stencil into the genie, centering it onto the cookie so that the letters are spaced where they belong. And then I'm going to add some stiff pink icing to my icing scraper. I'm going to slide that icing over the words and be generous with that. Then do one final swipe to remove the excess. Then it's time to lift that stencil genie to the side to reveal the words. Now, this cookie, the words are done for you, but we are going to pipe the little bunny that's on the corner of the plaque. So I have a pink piping icing. I'm just going to outline that little bunny section and flood it in. You can make this cookie in all different colors and have a lot of fun with it, or keep it in those classic peep colors, the yellow and the pink and the blue. While this flood icing is still wet, add some white sanding sugar to the surface of the wet icing and add tons of sparkle, a little bit of texture, and just a really cute finish to that peep bunny. Now this is almost done. I'm just going to add an outline to the edge of the cookie just to tie everything together. Again, I'm still using that same pink color for the outline. On this cookie, I used a rainbow of icing colors. I piped and flooded each of those letters using the stencil as a guide to create a cookie with lots of color. Plus, take a look at it in turquoise, so cute, all boxed up in a 3x5 clear box. You can find the cutter, the stencil, and the box on flowerbox.com. All right, let's take a look at one of my favorite cookies from our Easter 2023 release. You can find all of these cutters on flowerbox.com. This is the round chick. I'm using a golden yellow piping icing to outline the chick. On those feet, I'm using an orange piping icing. Before I flood in this chick completely, I just have a darker shade of that golden yellow to fill in a little oval for the chick's tummy. Now I'm ready to flood in nice and generously the rest of the chick. But notice at the wings, I don't go right up against that outline. I really want to see that little line to give the wings some detail. So I just stay back just a little bit with that flood and use the tip of my scribe tool to tap that icing into place. That keeps that little line visible and adds that dimension to the cookie once the icing is dry. Now that the icing is dry, I'm going to add a little detail on the top of the head. That is also the golden yellow piping icing. I'm going to add some laughing eyes using black, and then I'll add the beak using the orange flood icing. Now while that icing is still in my hand, I'm going to fill in the chick's little feet at the bottom. I love blushing cheeks on cookies. It just brings these little characters to life, giving them a rosy glow. So I'm just rubbing that carnation pink crystal color in a circular motion to add a little rosiness to the cheek. Now we're almost done. I'm just going to add a little feather detail in a whimsical way to the tummy of the chick using a couple of loops with my white icing and tip number 1.5. This cookie fits perfectly in the 4-inch square box that you can find on flowerbox.com, and you can see I slid a little piece of scrapbook paper to add something interesting in the background. Let's take a look at the egg carton. This is such a fun and colorful cookie. We're going to start by outlining the carton using a purple icing and flooding that in generously using a flood icing. Let this icing area dry, and then we're going to airbrush a pattern, but I do want it to be pastel, so I'm going to add some metallic pearl to a little dish and a drop of violet. Mix those together for a nice light airbrush color to add the background pattern to this egg carton. I have my jelly beans stencil clicked into my stencil genie, and I'm just going to gently airbrush this background onto this cute little cookie. Lift up that stencil genie to reveal those jumpin' jelly beans, and then it's time to add the colorful Easter eggs. I'm just using the pink, the orange, and the yellow, but I did these in rainbow colors and made eggs of all different colors, and it turned out so fun and super cute. Now it's time to flood in each of these Easter eggs, again, nice and generously to get a nice full look to the finished icing area once this is dry. The details on this cookie is relatively simple. However, you can size down your tip to a 1.5 to keep them nice and small. Just have fun adding those classic egg patterns, whether it's loops, lines, zigzags, wavy lines, stripes, dotted lines. The possibilities are endless as you're finishing off your Easter eggs. I like to add one piped accent line on the top of the carton. That just brings that part of the cookie to the foreground. This cookie is great for personalization. Add a name across the front and make a personalized favor. Again, this cookie is featured in the 3x5 clear box that you can find on flowerbox.com. I hope you enjoyed taking a closer look at these 3 cookies from our Easter 2023 cutter release. You can find these cutters and supplies on flowerbox.com. Until next time, happy decorating!